What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Let me turn down the tunes. I am going to be hanging out with you guys for about an hour. As the story often goes, just put my daughter down for a nap. She fell asleep so fast. We spent all morning at the park running around. So she should be down for a good long time. Right before the stream started, I almost I was in like a daze looking up small, like 2 feet tripods for a DSLR camera. So I got into I got into the zone, like tunnel vision on my computer, and I almost forgot I was about to stream. So anyway, welcome guys. Let's shoot the shit about the Mandalorian, or whatever you want to talk about. Whatever you want to talk about. Caleb Kim, thank you so much for the first super chat and channel support of the stream, man. Caleb is the resident hello there, man. Hello there, right back at you, Caleb. General Kenobi, hope you are doing well. A big cheers. I hope you enjoyed the first episode of Season 2. As I said in my... I don't know if I said this in my video. But the thumbnail certainly spoke for itself. I believe it was my favorite episode of the new season. Not the new season. My favorite episode of the entire series, rather. I loved it, man.
Oh, one second. But I hope he has a decently large role to justify bringing him back from the dead. Also, Din is looking for Jedi, so that may be the info Ahsoka taking in the child.
Benjamin B, thank you so much, man. I greatly appreciate that. Caleb, once again, man, thank you so much. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And Benjamin B, Benjamin says, I don't care for Boba, but I hope he has a decently large role to justify bringing him back from the dead. Also, Din is looking for Jedi, so that may be the in for Ahsoka taking in the child. Yeah, that seems like a pretty... almost like a no-brainer, to the point like it seems so obvious that I don't think that's what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like such the obvious way to bring Ahsoka in, if all the rumors are true, and it seems that though they are. That seems like the most obvious way, right? I believe Caleb Nall brought it up last stream, talking about how you know Boba Fett, out of anybody that Mandalorian has basically come in contact with, would have the most knowledge of the Jedi, you know, hunting down or Jedi and being a bounty hunter and you know, the history with his father and the clones. He has such a vast knowledge of the history of the events that might lead Mando to kind of maybe have some answers of where to drop this child off at, right? Not going to say Boba Fett is going to be playing ball, but there is certainly an in for an entire slew of like Jedi knowledge or Jedi themselves or Ahsoka, without a doubt, coming into the picture because Boba Fett has so much knowledge of the past, you know. But we'll see. Yeah, you know, I'm not like a huge Boba Fett head. He's a character that has always been just kind of cool because he's the man with no name, you know, that the background Clint Eastwood character has cool armor and a little bit of swagger, right? That's what his character always was forever and ever, basically, until the prequels. But yeah, so what's that?
Episode felt like filler, as they have done the village fighting together theme already. I felt more like it was a good setup for the rest of the season and what awaits Mando.
Tuke17, thank you so much, man. I greatly appreciate that. Give me one sec. But yeah, Ben, I'm kind of with you. It's like I've never been a huge Boba Fett fan. That doesn't mean that I don't like him. He's just always been, you know, background character, as I said, until the prequels rolled around, I suppose. Just kind of, yeah, swaggering in the background, hunting down Han. But really curious how they're going to implement him into the story. Yeah, no idea. It'll be interesting. Is he going to be kind of a one episode and done? Is the second is his appearance at the end of the first episode such a tease that he's going to not even be in this season? You know, I like that kind of stuff. I like baiting and switching. But yeah, the team behind bringing Boba Fett back, obviously, you know, brought Darth Maul back. And the execution of that was really well done. So I'm hopeful that that the execution of bringing Boba Fett back will be on par with that, if not better, you know. But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, Ben. I'm behind here. Sorry, guys. It's going to be the case. Let's see. I got Benjamin B, Doyle Alexander, Tuke17, Mr. Sean, good to see you, man. Matthew Witcher, thank you guys so much for the channel support. Doyle Alexander says, what is your opinion on the amount of fan service in the newest episode? It's subtle to me. Obviously, the Boba Fett at the end, which I know I saw somebody said that it was a red herring, maybe, and I think maybe whoever said that is definitely in my brain. I don't think that's going to be the case, but I would love it if that were the case. You know, he was just a random clone. That I highly doubt that's going to be the case. I'm not getting my hopes up for a little bait and switch there, as much as I would love it. But Doyle, other than that, I've been pretty pleased with the certain moments, like R5. I think that's just kind of it for whatever reason, I don't know how to justify it, but in my brain, that feels less intrusive than like in Rogue One, where C-3PO and R2-D2 just kind of appear for a couple seconds on screen. You know what I mean? Shit. One sec, guys. I'm gonna have to. Well, I'll call him back. But yeah, I'm. You know, it wasn't too intrusive. I loved the way that it kind of brought the Boba Fett armor back in kind of a silly way, in kind of a goofy way. You know, I was. A part of me, when we heard the jangle of the boots and the spurs, and the camera kind of slowly, you know, turned towards what I was suspecting would be Boba Fett in the armor and all that kind of shit, right? But no, it looked kind of goofy. Timothy Olyphant, you know, wearing the armor, and it was a little comical to me, and I really liked how it kind of hung off of him. In a you know, it almost looked kind of goofy, like a kid wearing some armor. You know what I mean? So no, I thought it was tastefully done. And I really hope that the show maybe got a little bit of that out of its system. And we'll see where it goes from here, you know. But, yeah, anyway. Let me take a quick sip. Ah, there we go. How's it being toxic to Chris? Are you talking about me, Deckard? I don't think I've ever used the word toxic on my channel in my entire life. And I certainly wouldn't use it in that context. Tuke17, thank you so much, man. Saw people saying that episode felt like filler, as they have done the village fighting together theme already. It felt more like it was a good setup for the rest of the season and what awaits Mando. I don't think... see, it's really interesting to me, Tuke, because I have heard the word filler used for the entirety of the first season. A lot of people didn't like the kind of, you know, single episode, one and done feel of the show week to week. A lot of people were complaining about episodes not really linking together or not fulfilling the entire plot, whatever the fuck that means, right? I vehemently disagree. I love the kind of herky-jerky, you know, single episode, individual things going on in each episode. It's like an individual episode, like a issue of a comic, or the way, you know, shows used to be back in the day, or even like TNG, Star Trek: The Next Generation. Sure, you know, there's a thread throughout it, but each episode is basically its own self-contained thing. I like it. It's like a kind of a throwback, you know. But yeah, I don't get it, man. Like, it's really interesting to me.
How
one sec.
will react when if he learns Boba is not a Mando, Jango just stole the armor from one. Fun fact, the Crate Dragon encounter is a beat-for-beat recreation of a KOTOR quest.
Thank you so much, Ben. Give me one sec. Yeah, Tuke, I see you. It's like the X-Files. There's a main arc, but every once in a while there's a Monster of the Week type of episode. For sure. Yeah, I like it too. And the word filler is so fucking weird to me, man. Like, if something... Can't we have some offbeat stories that kind of take things in a new direction, maybe answer some new questions, give our heroes and villains something else to do? Does everything... I don't understand, like... It's weird to me. Like, you watch shows like Breaking Bad, sometimes there's, you know, episodes that kind of go off a beaten path and do some weird shit off to the side. We can have that, right? I mean, it was filler. I don't, okay. All right. I don't, it's a criticism that feels really fucking goofy to me. Especially in a show like this. I don't know. But anyway, I appreciate that, Duke. Can't wait. I think it was my favorite episode of the entire show so far. Sean R., good to see you, man. Hope you are doing well. Yeah, Mando is the best Star Wars, to be honest. Truly a Western tale. I would say that since it is the closest in terms of bringing to life what I loved about A New Hope. The first episode, the first movie, you know? The first Star Wars? That is my favorite Star Wars movie. I love the nitty-gritty, the used and abused side of especially the first half of that movie. I love it. I love the world building of it. Love it through and through. And The Mandalorian basically takes that first chunk of that movie that I love so much, the introduction to Star Wars, and plops it in, different characters, different locations, same location sometimes, and amplifies it, dials everything up to 10, and it just feels so similar to what I love about A New Hope, which is it's so crazy that we're getting it. Now, is it the best? I don't know, but it's certainly when it comes to like, if somebody sat down and said, what kind of TV show would you want to make, and The Mandalorian didn't exist, I would probably describe something very similar to The Mandalorian, right? A bounty hunter, going on quests. I probably wouldn't be clever enough to come up with the child as a big reveal. My reveal would be some other dumb shit. It's just kind of like it feels, it looks. It's an inexplicable, undescribable kind of thing. How does Star Wars feel? How does it look? The Mandalorian fits it. I don't know. It's weird. But I dig it, Sean. I think most people would probably... Maybe I'll take a poll. I'm curious, like, if most people think that The Mandalorian is, like, the best Star Wars since the acquisition by Disney. What do you guys think? Do you guys consider it the best Star Wars stuff since the acquisition in 2012? But anyway, I appreciate that, Sean. And Matthew Witcher, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I greatly appreciate that. One sec. Here we go. Boom. Let me, sorry guys, give me 1 sec. I enrolled in a class, and my school just called me for like a split second, and then did not call me. Let's see, 7 minutes ago. I'll call him back later. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to figure out what the hell. Weird. Okay. Matthew Witcher, thank you so much, man. The Mandalorian is the best thing to happen to Star Wars since The Force Awakens. Jon Favreau is a genius who knows how Star Wars should be. I don't think that is a controversial statement at all. I think probably most people would think that. Maybe? I really don't know. The seventh season of the Clone Wars is up there with me when it comes to The Mandalorian as well. I'm still a big fan of The Last Jedi in terms of the movies that they have made. It's my favorite of the films they've made. My least favorite being Rogue One, but the close, almost least favorite being Rise of Skywalker. But yeah, Favreau, Filoni, that entire crew, I loved every episode. I liked how every episode was basically directed by a different director in the first season. I don't think the second season is like that, right? I believe it's basically, let me see, The Mandalorian season 2 directors. If it's my least favorite movie of this era, it doesn't mean that I hate it. Why do people have to go to those extremes? Why does the internet have to be so love or hate? Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Where? Yeah, I don't remember. I thought I saw a director list for season 2. But maybe not. Writer, director. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to look at this, but I don't see chapter 10. Has it not been revealed yet? I'll look into it later. There we go. But yeah, man. It is, Matthew, it feels so weird to like, you know, leading into The Force Awakens, it felt so weird that we were getting new Star Wars movies, right? And to this day, it feels super weird that we're having a live action Star Wars show. And what's really weird, man, is that sure, we've had animated Star Wars shows before, but isn't it surprising that we've never had something like this? Isn't it? I mean, it's a little surprising. I mean, sure, we've had like the Ewok movie, you know, shit like that, movies. But we've never had a live action like Star Wars TV show. 1977 to the year 2020. Isn't it weird? You would think you would have, I mean, it's always been kind of rumored. They've always talked about making one, but isn't it crazy that it's the year 2020? We're in the second season of the first live action Star Wars TV show. It's weird, isn't it? Yeah. Strange that it took this long, but it's still mind-blowing that we're getting it. It's weird. Still feels super weird. But yeah, anyway. Carl Weathers is directing an episode. Oh, Rick Famuyiwa, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, Bryce Dallas Howard, Peyton Reed, Robert Rodriguez, Carl Weathers. So I guess there's more directors. I don't know which director goes with which episode, but there we go. Anyway, I appreciate that, Matthew. And Tommy, good to see you, man. Tommy Solano, Sauce Tech. There we go. Tommy says, hey, Greedo. Hope all is good. Have some coffee on me. I finally got to hanging up my HG Star Wars mag poster. And it's one of my favorite posters. Thank you. Nice, man. That's awesome. It's been a while. I think I took those down for sale well before we moved. We sold our last house in we sold our house in like April of 2019, and then we moved into our new house in December of 2019, something like that. And I took down the posters for sale. They have not been up for sale since like maybe beginning of 2019. So you might have been one of the last people to ever get one. I don't know if I'll put it back up, man. It's a little more difficult to get around to the post office and ship them nowadays with the daughter and stuff like that. But nice, man. You'll have to take a picture and tweet it out to me whenever you get it hung up. That's awesome. And I appreciate the coffee. I got mine in 2015. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. Dude, you were probably in the first wave of people buying HG posters. That's cool, man. Tommy, I actually have been wanting to take the cover of Sorry About the Mess, the book, and turn it into like an 11x17 poster. I just think it looks like a cool poster, you know. Sitting an asshole with a stormtrooper helmet on, with a glass of scotch under a lamp and a typewriter. It just looks like a cool poster. But anyway, yeah. Shoot me a tweet when you get it up. 5 years, not too bad for getting that thing hung up. But I appreciate the support from then to now, man. And I hope you're doing well. And I appreciate the coffee. I actually went to the grocery store this morning, so you actually bought me a huge tub of coffee. And Caleb Kemp, thank you so much for the channel support as well. People only complain about fan service when they're not the ones being serviced. The peeps I see complaining now love TLJ service in the Clone Wars. The peeps I see complaining now loved the TLJ fan service in the Clone Wars earlier. Yeah, fans. It's really interesting. Fan service. Let's look up an official. Well, it's probably not an official definition. or service cut as material in a work of fiction or in a fictional series which is intentionally added to please the audience, often sexual in nature. I've never heard that. Interesting. Urban Dictionary should be good with this. Let's see. In general, fan service refers to scenes designed to excite or titillate the viewer, which there's no question about that. Well, shouldn't that be what they aim to do? I guess so, but doesn't it feel a little cheap? I mean, you need C-3PO and R2-D2 to walk past a screen and go, oh my, or whatever he said in Rogue One. That's a good example of just... I was C-3PO, did you see him? This can include scantily clad outfits, cleavage shots, panty shots, nude scenes, shower scenes especially, etc. I've never thought of fan service with any kind of like sexualized connotation. I've never thought of that, but apparently the internet has, which shouldn't surprise me. Some broader definitions also include things like cool mecha, big explosions, battle scenes, etc. Basically, if it has little plot redeeming value but makes the viewer sit up and take notice, it's probably fan service in one form or another. Interesting. What's Gen C? November 1 word of the day. Gen C. Oh, word of the day. Oh, I should just do an Urban Dictionary Star Wars video. This one might be kind of fun, actually. Mecha Luke equal real Luke. There you go. That fan service definitely. Yeah, I realize that, Yoda. In anime, fan service stands for scenes which are not relevant to the overall plot at all, but merely are included to give the viewers what they presumably want to see. This generally includes blah, 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 blah. Fan service, as stated above, fan service comes from Japanese anime, blah, 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 blah. Man, I never really put that together either. Wow, all these definitions are kind of about anime. That's really interesting. TV tropes is probably pretty good. TV tropes. Man, the first thing they talk about is sex or sexualized situations. And that's something I've never really considered fan service to be. That's really interesting. Fan service is also sometimes used in a more general way, referring simply to any crowd pleaser thrown in just because. When this is something non-sexual, like needlessly flashy attacks in a humongous mecha show, long guitar, bass, drum solos in a concert, or throwing in lots of obscure continuity references in a long-running work. Yeah, it's pandering to the base. That's from TV tropes. Sexy fan service is considered the default form because it is the one everybody seems to remember and the easiest to add to any kind of show. Pandering to the base. One of the oddities creating art is the nebulous relationship between the fans of the media and the creators of that media. In theory, the creators, producers, and distributors are the ones calling the shots. They decide what's happening in the work, and the fans follow as they will, but that's a bit naive. It's the fans who keep the ratings up, the sales high, and the money flowing, and if you displease the fans, they can just go elsewhere and take their money with them. The existence of things like fanon, discontinuity, dork age, authors saving throw, and fanon means that any property successful enough to cultivate a group of intensely devoted fans is going to be at least partially concerned with satisfying their wishes to some degree. Blah, 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 blah. This would be a fun video to make, actually. Urban Dictionary meets TV tropes. Going down a rabbit hole. And what the hell did we start talking about, Caleb? Anyway, I appreciate that, man. Sorry for the I appreciate the patience as well. And Benjamin B, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I greatly appreciate that. Benjamin B says, I'm interested how Din will react when/if he... Okay, Benjamin B says, I'm interested how Din will react when/if he learns Boba is not a Mando. Jango just stole the armor from one. Fun fact, the Crate Dragon encounter is a beat-for-beat recreation of a KOTOR quest. Yeah, somebody mentioned Revan does like a Crate Dragon quest in KOTOR, right? That was the first I've heard about that. Obviously, I never got that far in the game. But
Got the
yeah,
notification,
one sec.
but my ad kicked in and I forgot to show up. I'm excited about the possibilities with Boba. Unlike Palps where he's exactly the same, we have this villain with the possibility of a new interesting dynamic.
Vince Wynn, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. I greatly appreciate that. Let me, sorry, man. Give me one sec. Just trying to make sure this is working. I believe I had a VA representative call me like 30 minutes ago. So I might need to cut this short after these few chats here. See what they were calling about. Hopefully everything's going all right with the paperwork that I put into the VA. Hurry up and wait, right? Anybody else? It usually works out pretty well, but it's always a nerve-wracking waiting game. Benjamin B, thank you so much, man. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious to see how he reacts too. I highly doubt he's going to discover. Well, I don't know, but Boba Fett could. God, I don't even know where they're going to go with this. All the obvious things, or like, I don't even know if the Mandalorian and Boba Fett are going to come into contact for a long time, right? I mean, and obviously, I don't think the Mandalorian has any knowledge of who Boba Fett is. I mean, if he does, maybe it's some cursory just name knowledge. I don't think he has any info on the armor itself. What I love, this is something I've talked about before, but not every character is going to know everything about everybody that we know in the Star Wars galaxy, right? It's kind of interesting to me when we are so in the know about a character and these items and whatnot and the history of things, and then the character in the story has like no knowledge of those things. It makes sense. But yeah, is Mando gonna discover that Boba Fett is not a Mando? I don't think that would be too difficult for him to deduce. Just a few questions would probably make it pretty obvious, right? Then again, Boba Fett might not even reveal that was his armor, right? Yeah, could be the case. I'm more curious, Ben, like, how is Boba going to how is he going to act in the show? Is he going to, like, still be a hell-bent bounty hunter, maybe going after the child? Is he, done with that life and living on Tatooine? If that's the case, why the hell is he just still sticking around? Why is he like looking for his armor? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see, man. I have no idea where things are going. I like the idea of what Caleb Nall said the other day, or not, just the concept. This makes sense to me, how Boba Fett has, a lot of knowledge of the Jedi, of the history of that, and he might be able to give some answers where to take this child, if he's willing, right? That could be a direction for, a little direction for the Mando to go in, right? But yeah, anyway, we'll see, man. We'll see. I still like the idea of him not knowing anything about this character or the armor. But yeah, anyway. I appreciate that, Ben. And Steven Siller and Vince Wynn, thank you guys so much. Steven says, had a mixed bag of a morning. Just wanted to say thanks for hopping on Stream HG. Always good to see you, man. Keep your head up, and thanks again. Well, cheers, Steven. You keep your head up as well, man. I hope the day gets better. Obviously, I don't want to poke and prod, but yeah, man. Hope things work out. Yeah, shitty days suck, right? And you get plenty of them. Just like ones where your plans don't pan out, your schedule goes to shit. Yeah, what else? But Steve, thanks, man. I appreciate that. And yeah, I hope things start looking up. Hope your morning is over and things are all right. But yeah, so I'll be streaming. I'm gonna end this in a couple more minutes. I need to make a phone call. But what was I gonna say? But yeah, I'll probably end up streaming tomorrow around the same time if you're around. Oh no, actually not tomorrow. Tomorrow will be an evening stream, I think, if you're around. Probably like 7:30 p.m. Eastern time or something like that. And we're just gonna be talking about Mandalorian all week. That's kind of the plan. But anyway, I appreciate that, Steve. And Vince Wynn, thank you so much for the channel support as well. Got the notification, but my ADD kicked in and I forgot to show up. I'm excited about the possibilities with Boba. Unlike Palps, where he's exactly the same, we have this villain with the possibility of a new interesting dynamic. Yeah, that is one of the things that kind of makes me a little more optimistic, I guess, about the execution of bringing him back. I don't want same Boba. I don't want him to be going after the child. I won't say that, but they can have fun with him. They can do a lot of new and interesting shit with this character that, I mean, really in the grand scheme of things, we saw him as a kid. We saw him in armor for a few minutes in the original trilogy, and that's really about it when it comes to, like, you know, live action stuff. There's a lot of wiggle room with what you can do post Return of the Jedi with Boba Fett. I mean, you could do anything you want. And I hope they do something unique and interesting. I know a few people are still holding out for you know, Tamora Morrison to be playing a random clone, and I would love that kind of bait and switch. I mean, that would be interesting to me, but that will not be the case. But yeah, Vince, I kind of have a feeling that Caleb was right. Caleb Null was right a few streams ago, where he's going to have knowledge. Obviously, he's knowledgeable about the Jedi, about that history, and he might be able to point the Mandalorian in the right direction to get the child to where it needs to go. But yeah. Anyway, Vince, I appreciate that, man. I almost forgot to show up too. I started the stream and I was researching like mini tripods, and just I luckily looked over like 2 seconds after my countdown ran out. Otherwise, it would have just been sitting there like blasting off, and the music would just be playing, and I would be researching tripods. Everybody would be waiting, wondering what the hell was going on. But yeah, anyway. Let's see. Nothing there. Okay, cool. All right. Tony Mario Golden II, thank you so much for the final super chat and channel support of the stream, man. I greatly appreciate it. Before I make a couple phone calls to the VA, we shall see. Thursday. Okay. Hell yeah. There we go. Okay. Sorry, guys. I got an email from the VA as well. So much VA shit. Anyway. Tony, thank you so much, man. I greatly appreciate that. Tony says, do you think we will see Mandalorian Mandalore in the show? Oh, that's a good question. Oh man, I have no idea. I would suspect Oh, that's really... I really don't know, man. I really don't know. If I had to guess, pure guess, right, Tony? Pure guess. Pure guess, I would say yes. Maybe at the end of the show... maybe at the end of the show, the last episode, Din goes, you know, where it all began, and I think if I had to guess, I would say yes. I would say yes. Not guaranteeing anything, but yeah. Yeah, makes sense to me. Quote me on that. Quote me on that. If I had to guess, I would say yes. But anyway, I appreciate that, Tony. That's my flip of the coin, heads or tails. Yeah, we'll probably see it. You know? But yeah. Anyway. All right, guys. It is time for me to jet. I got to make some VA calls. Got to sit through the bureaucracy of... Yeah, long line. Like, every school has, like, one VA representative for, like, hundreds of veteran students. Maybe thousands. Crazy. So it's a hurry up and wait situation. And they happened to just fucking call while I was streaming, right? Been waiting for this call for like a week and a half. And I didn't realize who it was until it was too late. Oh well. Anyway, guys. It is time to jet. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. Everybody who sent their channel support over through Super Chats. Tony, Vince, Steven, Benjamin B, Caleb, Tommy rather, Matthew, Sean, Took, Doyle. Where did it go? Benjamin, Caleb, Cheese Films. Oh, Cheese Films is from 3 days ago. But anyway, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. If anybody is around on Wednesday at like 1 p.m. or so, Geezus, if you're around Wednesday around 1 p.m., would you want to team up in squadrons? I'm in a tournament thing, and I got to play 3 matches of fleet battles. I don't have a team yet, and I'm just going to be playing 3 matches. So if you want to link up, talk on mic, and record some footage and stream it, we could do it, man. If anybody out there wants to as well, Vince, if you're down for it. But yeah. Anyway, all right, it is time to jet. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. Let's take a trip to the mall, shall we? Hang out at the food court, get some Sbarro. Yeah? All right. Later, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. See ya.